Well, good morning. And it is a little windy. Breezy, I guess. You can see the speed at which it's blowing the fog. It's not ripping. But cold enough for the warm water to steam. It's way out. I can't decide if we should go metal detecting or rock hounding this early. Maybe that's why they made metal rock. She's probably done that a few times, right? West coast of California, still hauling trees on big trucks. Guess they decided not to go in this creek, eh? Eh? We are down at the water, but I'm not getting in the water. I am freezing. You see, the wind is howling, and it's an icy type of clear, beautiful full moon. The full moon was 3 nights ago. Type of howling wind, cold, clear atmosphere. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm waiting for the sun to bust over this hill here, and everything is going to be different. But right now I'm freezing. Look at these logs on this beach. Look at the color in the redwood. And yeah, I'm just gonna hit the towel line all the way down. Maybe do the log huts I see down there. Maybe get some reprieve from the wind. And then when it gets sunny, I don't know, it's a free-for-all. It's a huge beach. It's not that populated, but I don't know how many times it's actually been detected. And I have seen ragers here my whole life, so there's been a billion parties and a million campers. Stacked log houses. Another one. More off down the beach. So I think we're gonna go get all that dry. And we might even get a signal. Wow, what a difference. Whew. That must be why all the shelters and all the hangout spots are over here. This is like the total lee side of the mountain, no wind, tucked in. Let's go look around. Wow, this is like masterfully built home. Look at that, that's pretty cool. We got our first signal. I'm gonna climb off in there and look for something besides toilet paper, and I'll let you know what I find. Okay, we had a 50 on the Garrett, and it was, what was it? It was crud. Piece of aluminum can, but now we have an 83. Right here somewhere. Where are you? 81, 82. A dime or a silver ring, right? Let's do that. One-handed, of course. I think we got it. There's a dumpy here. We'll check it. Sounds good. Where's our little pinpointer? I'm taking it easy today. We'll make this make noise. There it is. We're looking at a dime. Modern 2007. Beautiful 85, 83 signal. Should be a quarter, I guess. For now, indistinguishable. I can't even tell you what kind of metal it is. I'm assuming it's a copper core. Of a quarter with everything worn off of it. But I'm just assuming that maybe there's a date there. Okay, let's get that cleaned up after we get back. One mystery coin, I'll take it. It's better almost than just seeing a shiny silver quarter where you know what it is. This is like the, you know, the T's on it. It's the good stuff. And right above here, so you know, there's a chunk of highway. That's the old Highway 1. The new Highway 1 runs on the inside of the hill here. And this has been long abandoned. You can see it's so old that it's actually logs and timbers. See them stacked in there? And they're long rotted out. But then you can see the cut above it. There's the cliff. You follow that road line. If I don't move too quick, it actually comes all the way down here. That's what you're looking at. And then climbs up and over the saddle, but that's it. Right there. That's how skinny you can see the old. Those are logs that have fallen off the side of it. Traces out here. That's the cliff of it. I mean, it's like a car and a half wide, and it goes on down and around over the edge there. So what I'm saying is there could be anything laying down here. Who knows? This was 76, so in theory should be a penny. It was making the high tone. Yeah, there it is, zinc penny. The copper penny would be right up in the 80s. Okay, now this is freaking cool. See this kind of little harbor? It's just a bay. But there is a big old beach here where you could land. And this, we're inside this shelter that's built here on the side of this rock. Lean-to style, but huge. I mean, everybody could party in here. And at the base of this rock, I was getting a signal. I was like, it's treasure, it's treasure. It is. It really is. This is some awesome California treasure. So this is also a fording spot because it's where a river comes out to an ocean, and you can see the old roads, like I was just showing you, creeping down to it, and they probably crossed the beach a lot when they could. Meanwhile, driven into this rock, look, looks a lot like a mooring point to me. So you'd have this here, and you send a rowboat up, attached to it as far as I can see. That's where I've seen these before, even in modern times. And the rope goes from this rock way out there to your boat, and it allows you to anchor to shore. Let me know if that's correct. This is, I'll show you this rock when I back up. It's a huge rock that sticks way out on the beach with sand on either side, and a big long soft beach, and like I say, a river that goes way inland. You can put the boats right in it and paddle miles inland. And I'm sure that there was a lot of lumber hauled out of here too, because it was one of the main logging spots. So if you picture barges and everything else going on, there may be other hooks and other spots. You'd have this one come out, another one come out. Literally, you could just anchor stuff out here. Looks a lot like an anchor point. It's old, it's big, it's sunk into the rock. Looks like maybe even re-cemented. That to me is cool. It's from the past. It's from the days of ferries, barges, loggers, ships. You never know. The hotel that's here, that there's a group of people that volunteers and restores it, and everybody's donated to it. It's 100 years old in itself. I mean, I'll try and get you a shot of the plaque, but this whole place, even when I was a boy in the 80s driving by, the hotel was old and shut down, and had saved the Navarro by the Sea Inn. So this was a famous inn at the mouth of a river at a fording point, and on the biggest rock on the beach, buried below sand line, is that. So that's what the quest for details is actually about. That's the treasure of the moment, and I found it with the metal detector. And if it was a buried chest attached to that, we would have been on it. That rock is somewhere here where the anchorage is. That's how I knew it. That's what it looks like now. That's what it used to look like here. That's the ocean out there. That's like what we're looking at here. There was a whole town out here. Captain Fletcher's Inn. See this whole thing behind it? This is a drawing. There's an actual shot of it. That's the inn right here. So out in this whole delta and these trees that you see, and that whole area would be all those buildings and stuff. There's the ships that we're talking about anchored out there. Look, here's the little river where it went out. Look at all the lumber from the lumber activity. Look at the pier built on the other side. See that? Running clear out into the water there. And that's where we were hanging out. And we built our shelter over there. Okay, this, which besides the little stone caught in it, maybe the back of a jacketed copper 22 or something that's exploded. Projectile. So there's the rock, and you can see it stands out. There's no other rock. There's this big mountainside coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. No other big rocks, big sandy beach way down there, but there's big rocks outside of it you wouldn't want to run a rope through at all. Big, huge expanse of beach. Then the mooring rock that we'll call it. See how it stands out? Look how far the mountain is behind it, all big crumblies. That anchor bolt is right in the base of that stone there, right where that big old rock comes down. And then big empty beach. This is sweeps up to the mouth of the river, and I would check around the base of those other rocks, the freestanding huge rocks out here, but that's the far other cliff. But you might run two lines out. Otherwise, right in there is where the river comes through sometimes. Otherwise, you'd have to portage your little rowboat, and then you could go miles inland with a strip of 10 feet of ocean. But I've seen a lot of years where that channel is just flowing straight out. And rocks on the other side, but this a big sandy spot to haul back and forth. Historic inn, crossroads, river ending point. It's still where Highway 128 ends, which is an old highway, and then all the logging. So it's probably big old straight ropes running straight out here that went to ships from that rock. Look at these log jams. It just inspires people to build. And there's so many murals and so many walking sticks and potential art. It's just awesome. So many little beach houses. Check this one out. One big log facing out. Nice cabana. Nice. And then the fire's still going over here. That's a big old fire. And they're still fishing the pan. Somebody. There'll be a lot of good spots up out of the wind right up in here. Anyhow, we're hunting treasure. The sleeper has awoken. The little olive maker, 11 years old, planning to wave first thing in the morning. I knew a kid that played that game. Well, there you have it. I've detected to the land's end. And at the very last bit of sand before it goes into the rocks, there's some aluminum. I'm gonna head back and see what's up with camp. And that ends this next section of metal detecting on the very northern coast of California. This was Navarro by the sea, the whole beach. Not every drop of it, but the good parts. Clean up off of this morning's hunt. Got a race car. It's pretty much blown out and it was deep. A lot of these targets came from closer to the parking lot. I was searching where people got in and out of their cars. There's a whole bunch of targets there. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to go through them. This, I thought was a ring, is not a ring. It looks like the head of a flashlight, probably. Got a couple nails removed, going analog, which is the pinpointer while I was searching for other stuff. Got a US 10-cent dime, zinc penny, 2 copper pennies, one from 69 and one from 81, a nickel, and you saw the rest. So no great riches off of that one, but you got to keep your line in the water to catch a fish. That's what we're doing, putting in our time. We'll see you at the next location. Thanks for questing with me.